This is the LEGO Ideas Jazz Quartet set. It is the 42nd Ideas set and consists of 1,606 pieces. Those pieces create 4 musicians on stage, playing the piano, the trumpet, the bass, and the drums. This is a classic 4-piece arrangement in jazz, captured beautifully in brick form. The trumpeter carries the melody of the song. Here we see him leaning back, with his cheeks puffed out to belt out powerful notes. You can tell he's really feeling the music as he kicks up one leg. The bassist plays walking bass lines on the upright, setting a groove. Here we can see him sliding along the neck with one hand and plucking strings with the other. The drummer swings the beat, playing 1 alette, 2 alette, 3 alette, 4 alette, controlling the momentum of the song. He holds his sticks differently in each hand. The pianist plays chords, combinations of notes that define the tone of the song. These can be rich, full chords or stripped-down voicings as she comps. With one foot she modulates the sustain pedal, and with the other she taps to the beat. Jazz is an expressive and collaborative art. Although originally an African American art form, it has been shaped by and touched the lives of people all around the world. LEGO has generated a relatively multicultural representation and has captured the spirit of collaboration through a group build experience. For this build, I enlisted some help. The set took about 2 hours to complete between 3 people. Each build starts out with building a segment of the stage. The piano and drums have larger sections of the stage, while the bass and trumpets have small segments. I built the drummer, and the build is somewhat repetitive at first. There is a brick-built cylinder for the bass drum, which utilizes some snot techniques. The build for the snare drum, the tom-toms, and the floor tom are very similar to each other, as are the builds for the crash, the ride, and hi-hat cymbals. The build does an excellent job of capturing the look of a drum set, as well as adding stability to the entire construction. My favorite part of the build was the brick-built drummer. There's just a lot of really great techniques that come together to create a figure that really just begs to be posed. So Dani here built the bassist and the trumpeter. Now, I know that you're relatively new to LEGO, but you have some experience. Would you like to speak about your general build experience with these pieces?
Yeah, so the pieces, some of the pieces were really different from what I'm used to, especially the strings and the little details on the bass. The tie as well is I just love that tie.
Yeah, he's a little game controller.
Yeah, a little game controller, and as you're building it, you can see it taking shape, and I mean it was so fun to see the big head of hair.
Would you like to speak about the trumpet build at all?
My favorite part is that tie and the suspenders. I mean, it just looks so great. The trumpet, it's just so simple, but it's perfect. It's a trumpet. Yeah, it was fun. I had never built musical instruments before, especially one like a trumpet or like a bass in that format. And it was just fun to do this as a group because you can see what everyone else is building and you can kind of watch step by step and also build your own. We have separate booklets, and that was very different, and I thought that was cool.
So Corey, you put together the piano set. So do you have anything that you'd like to say about your build experience?
Well, first of all, it was definitely fun to build, and I think this was one of the larger sections of it, I guess. There are a lot of nice little details, little features. So on the inside, I did like the strings, the gray part here for the what would be, I guess, the non-copper wound strings, and then they have I think they use a gate piece here that for what would normally be the cross-strung bass strings. That was a nice little feature. On the inside, they use a lot of little pieces, and I don't know what they are, but stacked together. There's 31 of them. I counted them more than once. But for making it look like the hammers. well, of course, the keys are a printed tile. So, and they're actually laid out in a piano key pattern. No, I didn't look to see if there's actually 88 of them or not. I liked we were talking about this, what they used to make the lid look like a lid. First of all, they do have a gold piece here, which is usually for the lock, and then they actually did a row of red, and you can just barely see it, but that would normally be the felt piece that is just underneath the fallboard of the piano. And of course, there's a lot of nice gold pieces for the different pedals and for what would be casters on a grand piano. So, and of course, yes, they've got the shape looking good. And then we should talk about the player, which, yes, I put this one together, but also it's my favorite character in the set because she has personality. And that is, she is sitting on her piano bench. And I should mention about the piano bench, it almost looks like it has a red seat to it. Yes. And it has knobs on the outside, which for pianists, anyone who's played a grand piano, you know that you can turn those, and that's how you adjust the height of the piano. Of the piano seat there. And anyway, so that just a nice little detail. But when it comes down to the piano player herself, it's let's see. I love the earrings that I believe you said they were from the Lord of the Rings set. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a ring, a minifigure ring.
So she's got two of them. So, you know, her crown up here, I guess, or tiara maybe. Her little heart pieces that you're only seeing the outsides of, and that was a nice design. And I'm constantly amazed how they can use pieces and reuse them in different ways. And so, for example, the shape that they used here to make something a completely different shape in the piano, they used to make her hands that both work out well for, you know, indicating that she's playing the piano or that she's, you know, pointing into the air, you know. Of course, one of the problems is, actually, I just did it. I knocked off her arm. I don't think that the shoulder joints are the strongest. It's easy to rip her arm off, in other words. But, you know, I think that's probably my only complaint with it. I love the shoes. Again, this is one of those examples of, and you told me that these are like mostly teeth pieces, correct?
Yeah, there's a bunch of one-by-one tooth pieces on all the characters. There's the beard on the drummer, the kind of, and his wingtip shoes. They're on the hair piece for the bassist, and actually the puffed out cheeks for the trumpeter. So
yeah,
a lot of use of the one-by-one tooth pieces.
For this, they use it to give the shoe its kind of shoe-like shape, and to give her heels. That was when I saw that, putting it together, I was like, this is great. I think of a pianist that I know that she reminds me of, and that's Dr. Ethel Caffey Austin. You can look her up. She's a gospel pianist. But anyway, that's who I thought of as I was building this. Is like, that's really fun. Do
you want to compare the size of this against your other piano?
Do you want me to go get it?
Sure.
Here we go.
They're slightly different in size.
Overall, this is a great set for lovers of jazz music. The brick-built figures are amazing, and there's a great sense of proportion between them and their instruments. As a fan of Lego and of jazz music, I appreciate this theme, and the designers did a great job of capturing the details and the spirit of jazz in Lego form. The Lego Ideas number 42 Jazz Quartet set is available now and retails for $99.99.
Bye.